Hey, Jocelyn with Wolters World, and we are in Lisbon, Portugal, and I thought we'd maybe do a practical video for you about washing your clothes. We often encourage people to rent apartments because you can pack less and do laundry, you can eat in and things like that, save some money, also save yourself a little backache by taking less clothes. So I want to do a video on how to use a washer outside the United States, because in the United States, our washers are very different than they are in Asia, in Europe, in South America. They're just outside the US, they're very different. So I wanted to go over really quickly how these things work. Also, most of the rest of the world doesn't have a dryer, and they're certainly not dryers like ours are. Ours are super hot, so don't expect to be able to dry your clothes as quickly as we do in the US. But do expect your clothes to like you more because they're being treated better. So let's just do this really quickly. Typically, the washer is either in the kitchen or sometimes in the bathroom because that's where the water is. So this is quite small. We have front loaders at home, right? But this is as deep as that. Yeah, what's that, maybe a foot? Not quite. So you don't get a whole lot of stuff in there. And all the dials are different. There's a cotton button, there's yarn, and that's your wools, and then there's delicates and synthetics. Basically, I always just stick it on cotton and cold and let it go and don't worry about it. But if you need, there's also hand wash and all that, and there's an extra spin cycle, you can throw that in. But basically, you put your clothes in there. With front loaders, I really prefer liquid stuff, but just put a cap full. And the big slot is always the one for your detergent. The others are for softeners, you know, the good smelly stuff and whatnot. So I always just use the wash part. So anyway, you put your stuff in there, you turn it on, and you select what you need here. Cotton cold, you can do a mini 30. Often there will also be something that says eco. The eco ones are great because they're, you know, they're energy saving and water saving, but they're not time saving. So don't think that the eco button is going to be an economic time saver, because it's not. It may take, oh gosh, ours, at our apartment when we lived in Portugal, our eco button was about 4 hours long. So if you have that kind of time, do it at night. That would be great. Save the earth a little bit, but don't expect to be fast. So anyway, you put everything in, the lock button comes on, and you've hit power, and then basically you just hit play. This is for an extra soak. This is for a rinse, and this is for no spin. I highly encourage you to spin because you don't have a dryer. As a matter of fact, if I can, I put an extra spin in. You do all that, and you hit play, and that's that. Of course, because it's a front loader, you can't then hit pause and take things out like you can in a top load washer, but you know, it is what it is. So there you go, that's the washer. And then typically we have these great little things over here to dry clothes. It's just a stand. Put your clothes on it. I have on occasion when I need something to dry really quickly, I do my little trick where I wrap it up in a towel and squeeze it out. And if you've ever seen my hand washing video, I do that and then put it on here. And occasionally I've thrown a heater nearby. Don't cover the heater, obviously. That could cause a fire. So I would suggest just putting it nearby to warm the space. And make sure you unplug them at night and things like that, because, you know, it's a radiator and that could be dangerous. So, but you know what? Honestly, most of the time just drying it on this overnight gets it pretty darn good and dry. Most places also have, you know, the line outside, and I don't know that I've ever stayed in an apartment with a washer that didn't provide me with a whole bunch of clothespins. So that's how you do it. It's pretty easy. And I just wanted to give you some idea of how they're different. And then also we'll put in pictures and make sure that you guys have an understanding of what all the different buttons mean. And not every washer is just like that, but they're all pretty similar and you can figure it out. I know you're smart enough. Anyway, I hope you enjoy your travels wherever they take you, and I hope that you have clean clothes and you don't stink. Bye.